手打向了右半边林敬凯，中信再补上一支适时的安打，是越过大墙了，陈杰宪的全垒打，成为了年度总冠军。
For the first time since Game 5 of the 2019 Taiwan series, we are allowed to sell out the stadium in Taiwan just in time for Game 1 of the 2021 Taiwan series. Hello, I am Daniel Shi, and this is CPBL English Watch Along for Game 1 of this Taiwan series. Now, I am watching, for those of you that's the first time joining me on YouTube, first time listening to this English watch along, I am using the video feed from CPBL TV. You could watch this on Twitch at the brothers_baseball account. That feed will be a few minutes faster than mine, but since I need to avoid ads so that it doesn't pop up at random situations, and a more reliable source for the video feed, I am watching currently on CPBL TV. And if you want to sync up with my audio feed, then CPBL TV is probably the best way to watch this live. We are currently going through the starting lineup for the Uni Lions here in Taichung Intercontinental Baseball Stadium, and it's an interesting lineup. I'm not gonna lie. I was surprised by a few choices that the Lions have made. Starting with, so the lineup goes like this. Leading off is second baseman Lin Jinkai. Batting second is shortstop Lin Zujie. Batting third, center fielder Chen Jiexian. Batting fourth, cleanup right fielder Lin Anke. Batting fifth, Wu Jierui, the captain, but he will be DHing tonight. At first base is Guo Fuling batting sixth, left fielder Su Zhijie batting seventh, and the third base is Mao Jiro at batting eighth. And to round it up is catcher Lin Daian. The starting pitcher for Brock Dykeshorn tonight, the starting pitcher for the Uni Lions tonight is Brock Dykeshorn. So that is your Uni Lions starting lineup. I'm not gonna lie, there are a few surprises, starting with Chen Jiexian not batting first, or second actually. The last year in Game 6 and Game 7, Chen Jiexian did come out here and say that he feels a lot more comfortable batting second in the lineup in the Taiwan series. Less pressure. He can be a little bit more outgoing at hitting second rather than hitting leadoff. He struggled quite a bit in the first 5 games of the Taiwan series last year. Today, he is batting third. And you consider the fact that out of this lineup, there are only 3 lefties in this lineup. Coach Lin Yueping decided to stack 2 of them, Chen Jiexian and Lin Anke, at the 3 and the 4. And then putting Su Zhijie at 7. Now, it also makes sense that they're only putting out 7 lefties in the lineup that holds it with Jose De Paula on the mound. A strong lefty with high velocity that's been dominating the league in the last 2 seasons. It makes sense that the Uni Lions puts out a lineup with 6 righties and 3 lefties. But again, it's a little bit of a surprise for me, at least, that they're stacking up Lin Anke and Chen Jiexian at 3 and 4, the 2 out of the 3 lefties they have in the lineup. We are introducing the brothers starting lineup at Taichung Intercontinental Baseball Stadium. Let me pull this up right here. Leading off is the captain for the CTBC brothers, batting first, and playing third base is Wang Weichen. Batting second, shortstop Jiang Kunyu. Batting third, first baseman Xu Jihong. Batting cleanup is right fielder Chen Zihao. Batting fifth, DH Zhou Siqi. Batting sixth, left fielder Zhan Zixian. And then seventh is Yue Donghua playing second base. Batting eighth is catcher Chen Jiaju. Batting ninth, center fielder Yue Zhenghua. And starting for the CTBC brothers, the home team, the team with the highest winning percentage is Jose De Paula. Strong lefty again, like I said earlier. And now there are a few surprises in here as well. Most notably, the center fielder Yue Zhenghua taking over Chen Wenjie at center field. Chen Wenjie took over the center fielder spot after Zhang Zhihao Hollywood was injured earlier in the season, and we knew from early on that he was going to be out of this for the season. And CTBC Brothers experimented a lot of players at center field throughout the second half of the 2021 season, and yet we have Yue Zhenghua playing center field. He hasn't had a lot of plate appearances throughout the season, but he was part of the 2020 Taiwan series roster, and Yue Zhenghua, the center fielder, is also the little brother of Yue Donghua, who's playing second base and batting seventh tonight. The two Yue brothers did both hit a home run in the same inning in Game 2 of the 2020 Taiwan series, which made it a CPBL record this time last year. We'll see if they will do the same tonight against a very, very tough pitcher in Brock Dykeshorn, who has also been dominating the league in the last, especially in 2021, but also in the last year and a half. It's going to be a great pitching duel between the two teams, and I don't know what's going to happen today for Game 1. It is really a toss-up. My podcast, Rants with Danny Shi, we invited Bruce Billings to the show earlier this week to preview the Taiwan series, and I asked him specifically which one. We kind of knew it was going to be Brock Dykeshorn and Jose DePola on the mound for the both teams. Which one do you think will win? Both teams send out their aces, and nobody knows. It is really that close of a matchup between the two teams. Now we're going to national anthem, so I'm going to shut up and we can enjoy the Taiwanese national anthem. So we are actually not doing the national anthem just yet, but we are unveiling the new CPBL Taiwan Series trophy, and I believe that is designed. This new trophy is designed based on the logo, the CPBL logo with. Well, actually, I think it's a lefty. I think it's a lefty batter in the CPBL logo in between the P and the B, and yeah, so that is the new CPBL logo. No, CPBL Taiwan Series trophy. Honestly, I don't hate it. I think it's a little bit better than the last one, was just a hand, like a black, kind of matte black trophy with the hand and like holding a baseball, which it was representative of the CPBL logo at the time, but it's a little bit, to me, it's a little bit outdated to me, and it just doesn't feel like a trophy. Now this one is a little bit more shiny. It's obviously painted in gold, and it has the logo at the front and the bat and the hitter hitting lefty. That's supposed to resemble the person in the CPBL logo. So that means I don't hate it. I'm pretty sure there will be netizens out there that hates it and will will express their disgust over it. But I don't hate it. I think it's a lot better than the old one. All right, the Taiwan anthem. I'm going to shut up and let you enjoy the ROC quote unquote Taiwan anthem. Again, welcome back to Taiwan Series Game 1 English CPBL English Watch Along. I am Daniel Shi, and I will bring you the English commentary of this Taiwan Series Game 1. Only audio, as I don't have the rights for the live feed of the CPBL games as of right now. I don't know if that will change. I doubt it will change in the future. We will only bring you the audio feed, and therefore, if you want to watch the game live, there are two ways you can watch it. Especially if you're not in Taiwan, one is to log on to Twitch and find the Brothers underscore Baseball, and that is the official CTBC Brothers Twitch feed, and you'll be able to see the games there. Now, if you're abroad, you will be getting spontaneous ads out of nowhere, and that is why I'm not using it, because I need to be able to see every second of this game. As I speak, Commissioner Cai Qingzhang and brings in President Tsai Ing-wen, the president of Taiwan, and it's nice to see the president supporting the sport of baseball and the sport industry overall, with the Lions and the Brothers GM, owner, and players from both teams taking a photo before the series begins. I am watching this game on CPBL TV, which is a paid service. However, if you haven't bought the service yet, it is just about 200. It is 200 new Taiwanese dollars, which translates to about $6 for all of the postseason games. So minimum of 4 Taiwan Series games, maximum of 7, and you can watch it for $6. That is a huge deal, in my opinion. But one of the problems with CPBL TV, if you're using a Twitch feed, is that the CPBL TV feed is considerably behind the Twitch video feed. Therefore, it will be better for you, experience-wise, to watch this game on CPBL TV and listen to this audio feed, so the things sync up a little bit better. And I'm using the CPBL TV feed. You can watch it on the Twitch feed or the CPBL TV feed. Just depends. But for audio syncing wise, it is better for you to watch this on CPBL TV. Coming into the Taiwan series, the Brothers and the Lions, their path to this playoffs. The CTBC Brothers clinched the first half of the 2021 season in August after a 2-month hiatus due to COVID-19. The Uni Lions, in the second half, clinched it just 3 days before the second half finishes. And the way that the CPBL works, the league, the structure works, if the first half champions take on the second half champions in the Taiwan series for the final crown of the season. And the CTBC Brothers, as you can see from the graphic I have on the screen, in the full-year standings out of the 120-game season, the Brothers actually have a better record than the Lions. Therefore, they have the home field advantage. Therefore, they're hosting this game, Game 1, and tomorrow, Game 2. The Uni Lions will host Game 3 and 4 and Game 5 if Game 5 is necessary, and if we need to go to the last 2 games of the series. We will come back to Taichung for Game 6s and Game 7. For this English watch-along, Patrick Melbourne will give you the English commentary for games 3, 4, and 5 if Game 5 is necessary. I will bring you commentary for games 1 and 2, 6 and 7 if the last 2 games are necessary. We are bringing, as I speak, we are actually doing opening pitch ceremony, and I'm not sure who the one is throwing, who the person throwing is. Somebody please let me know if somebody knows the answer to that. But the person who is hitting is center fielder Zhang Zhihao, also called Hollywood, and he was out for the season due to a injury in August. I believe it was as early as August. We knew he was his season-ending injury. He's a fan favorite. Has been a long time veteran for the CTBC Brothers, and it's nice to see the club honoring him and watch and have him participate in the opening pitch ceremony. As you can see, the player on the left, Chen Wenjie, he's wearing the CTBC Brothers uniform for tonight, but the Hollywood Zhang Zhihao, who's not playing tonight, is wearing the CTBC Brothers Taiwan Series merch. Light it up is their slogan, and obviously the jersey is a little bit more bright than their normal yellow jersey with the navy blue shoulder, which honestly I like the look. It used to be both shoulders were blue and the yellow in the middle. I think in 2020 they moved it to just one shoulder that is blue and the rest is yellow, and actually I dig it. I think the one shoulder look is looks better than the two shoulder look, which they've been rocking for a while. I'm trying to find this graphic. There we go. CPBL English Watch Along Taiwan series. You can obviously see the score update from this video feed, but this video feed will not give you anything from the video feed through the Twitch or the CPBL TV. Therefore, my audio commentary will be more on the radio side, where I try to describe things as they happen as much as I could while giving you some other stuff. I've done this a few times early in the season. We've went off rail really from all kinds of topics. We talked about ancient Chinese history to metric system to the what is it called? 武侠小说. I don't know what to just some random stuff. So I don't know what we're going to talk about. We could talk about anything. So make sure you leave a comment and interact with us. You'll make this English watch along a little bit better if you can leave a comment and interact with me. Again, President Tsai Ing-wen is at the ballpark, and she's hanging out with the brothers GM, the brothers owner, and the Secretary General Yang Qinglong, who's also at the ball game. We are just a few minutes away from starting as the CTBC brothers have their final huddle before rushing out to the field for the top of the first inning. I don't know what else. I've been rambling for a few minutes now, and I kind of run out of things to say. Commissioner Tai Chi-chang is in the middle of the brothers huddle. He just took over the commissioner job early before this season. He's known for being a brothers fan, but credit to him that he actually is doing a very good job being very neutral. His fandom is not affecting him doing his job as a commissioner of the CPBL. He's also the deputy speaker of the Legislative Yuan, which is the parliament in Taiwan. So he's the deputy speaker of the Taiwanese parliament. And so he obviously knows President Tsai very, very well. And I'm not going to speak on any conspiracy things going on, but I don't think it's that much of a coincidence that the commissioner, which is a very famous very famous brothers fan, is in the brothers huddle. I'm just saying. This is again an unofficial CPBL broadcast. We do not represent the league, nor any of the teams. Any of the commentary is strictly my own. And again, this is an unofficial English watch-along, English commentary of the CPBL. Yes, Andrea says, just ordered the CPBL playoff package of, it took him 5 minutes. I mean, it's $6 for 7 games, and you can watch all the stuff you can, like all of the archive games you get to see, and obviously the seven Taiwan series games live. By the way, I don't get any commission from CPBL TV, so it's not like I'm getting. It's just a better deal, I think, especially for Twitch. I mean, by games 4 and 5, I don't believe those games will be on Twitch. So again, just bring you the starting lineup of the Uni lines. Batting first, Lin Jinkai batting second. Playing second, shortstop Lin Zujie bats second. Center fielder Chen Jiexian bats third, and then followed by right fielder Lin Yanke. DH Wu Jierui bats fifth. He's also the captain on the team. Batting sixth, first baseman Guo Fuling batting seventh. left fielder Su Zhijie batting 8th, Mao Jidou playing 3rd, and catcher Lin Daian rounds it up. For the brothers' defensive alignment, catcher Chen Jiaju is behind the plate, batterying. I don't think that's a word, but I'm going to use it. Jose DePola on the mound. At first base is Xu Jihong. At second base, Yue Donghua. At third, Wang Weichen. At short, Jiang Kunyu. And then from left to right is Zhan Zixian, Yue Zhenghua, and Chen Zihao. At DH is Zhou Siqi, the veteran. I think he's one of the 4 or 5 players to be over 40. One of the 4 or 5 position players over 30. That is in a Taiwan series roster. So that's cool for him. Miguel Ake, which also made the roster this year. Also one of the players. Oh, he's 39, so he's not 40 just yet. But he's one of the few veterans on the team. The brothers having probably the best depth in the CPBL between the first and second team, and they have a really good balance between the young, the old, and almost every position. Starting opening pitch for the Taiwan series is a strike from Jose DePola down the middle for strike 1. At the plate right now is second baseman Lin Jinkai, who batted 303 during the season. Second pitch grounded to the third base side, 0-2. Lin Jinkai faced Jose DePola 29 times, so 29 plate appearances. He batted 200 versus the lefty. Has 5 hits and 25 at-bats. That one's grounded to second base. Yue Donghua on the move, goes to first for the first out of the game, and we're underway. Good play by second baseman Yue Donghua on the scoop. He's kind of copying Lin Jinkai too. Lin Jinkai, second baseman, a very, very good defensive fielder, and you're probably going to see him make a lot of great plays at second base this series. On the mound, Jose DePola has a 1.72 ERA this season against the Unilines this season. Started in 9 games, are 6-0. He's undefeated versus the Unilines this season. It's crazy. And he also started in games 2 and 6 of the Taiwan series last year. Against Lin Zujie, first pitch is inside, strike 1. That was a 3-pitch at bat versus the leadoff hitter Lin Jinkai, now against shortstop Lin Zujie, who batted 225 throughout the 2021 season. Pitch number 2 was a breaking ball, swing and a miss. Strike number 2. Evan Brudd brings it up that Lin Jinkai's first career home run was against Jose DePola. I did not know that. Temporarily went offline there. That was my bad. That was on my end. First ball of the ball game comes in in the 6th pitch for Jose DePola in his outing tonight. Breaking ball on the outside part of the zone. 1-2 is the count. Swing and a miss. Strike number 3. So that is out number 2 against Lin Zujie. Great stuff from Jose DePola tonight. Looking sharp in the first two at bats. Fastball up in the zone. Oh, we have ump cam. There we go. We got the umpire cam here in this one. So 7 pitches, and Jose DePola threw 2 hitters. Again, now he's facing Chen Jiexian, who batted 325 this regular season. He's one of the 3 lefties in the Lions lineup tonight. First pitch is a fastball, and that's ripped to right field through the right side of the infield. And that is a first base hit of the 2021 Taiwan series, courtesy of center fielder Chen Jiexian. That was a fastball, trying to catch the outside part of the plate, but just comes back into too far into the center of the plate, center of the zone. And Chen Jiexian was not going to let that one go. Great contact hitter. That is number 24, Chen Jiexian, and did a great job hitting. That's a pretty solid, great positioning from the ball. I mean, that one was hit to the best spot you could on the right side of the infield. now versus Lin Anke, who won Rookie of the Year in 2020 and was runner-up to MVP, which eventually was won by Jose de Paula. The count breaking ball fell to the first base side. Lin Anke this year is batting .302 with the .395 on base and .473 slugging. Now, on batting average wise, it's pretty consistent from his Rookie of the Year season last year. He batted .310 last year and .302 this year, so that's pretty consistent. Slugging has taken a little bit of a dip, but that is quite common this year, as the CPBL, what's the best way to describe it? CPBL made sure the core value of the baseballs is not as high as before. Last year, the ball was super juiced, and they made sure that at the beginning of this season, they made sure that the ball is in a reasonable core value, and home runs and slugging percentage overall just took a huge dip across the league. So you can't really blame Lin Anke on that one, on the decrease in the slugging percentage. 1-1 the count. That one's fell to the left, to the third base side. Strike number 2. 1-2 the count now to Lin Anke. Lin Anke against Jose de Paula batted .300 this season. He's one of the 2 batters that had consistent at bats versus Jose de Paula and had a 300 and above batting average. He had 20 at bats against the lefty and had 6 base hits with 1 ribby, but 7 total bases. So most of them are singles, and 1 double. So 6 singles, 1 double against Jose de Paula this season. 1-2 the count. And that one is stripped to opposite field. Stopped by Wang Weichen. Goes to first. Not in time to get Lin Anke. But what a stop by the third baseman. Lin Anke has good speed. Wang Weichen's throw to first it was kind of a soft toss to first base. But that was a great stop by the third baseman. That one, if that one gets to first baseman Xu Jihong on a fly, that probably could have gotten Lin Anke, but Lin Anke very aggressive on the base path. That very common with the uni lines this year. Their offensive identity this year was very, very, very apparent. Get on base, get that extra 90 feet, be aggressive on the base path. And that first pitch against Wu Jierui by de Paula is hit to right field and caught by right fielder Chen Zihao for the third out of the inning. So we're done with the first half of the first. Going into the bottom half of the first inning will be Wang Weichen, Zhang Kunyu, and Xu Jihong coming up to the plate for the CTBC brothers. Welcome back to the bottom half of the first inning, Taiwan Series 2021, presented by Zhonghua Telecom. They're the official sponsor of the Taiwan Series this year, I have to say it. Going through the lineup for the CTBC brothers in Game 1 of this Taiwan Series. Let me just try to pull it up as soon as I can. I kind of dropped the ball there. Batting first is third baseman Wang Weichen. Batting second, shortstop Jiang Kunyu. Batting third, first baseman Xu Jihong. Cleanup right fielder Chen Zihao. Batting fifth, Zhou Siqi. DH Zhang Zixian. Batting sixth, playing left field. Yue Donghua playing second base, batting seventh. Chen Jiaju, the catcher, bats eighth. Yue Zhenghua, center fielder, rounds it up. The defensive alignment for the Union Lions: on the mound is Brock Dykes. Behind the plate is Lin Daian. From first to short, it is Guo Fuling, Lin Jingkai, Ma Yaojiro, Chen Yongji, and Lin Zujie. From outfield left to right, Su Zhijie, Chen Jiexian, and Lin Yanke. First pitch from Brock Dykes is a strike against third baseman, the captain from the CTBC brothers this year, Wang Weichen, who batted .323 this season and is a lock to win the Best 10-Man and Gold Glove Award of the 2021 season, since he's the only one that's qualified for that award. Brock Dykes this season has 26 starts and has a 1.2 ERA. 0-2 the count. That one's a breaking ball low in the zone for ball one. The CTBC brothers coming into this Taiwan series has lost in 7 of the last 8 series, so they've come runner-up in many years in recent history. Last year, notably blowing a 3-1 lead to the Union Lions, losing obviously games 5, 6, and 7. Oh no, my CPBL TV feed just froze. Okay, no, it's back on. Oh no, it froze again. Why? This is not good. No. Why is this happening at this moment in time? There we go. 2-2. My count is at 2-2 now. That one is hit to left side of the infield through Lin Zujie, and an opposite field base hit to start the first half. The bottom half, the first inning for the CTBC brothers, a signature move by Wang Weichen. That's his best move. Outside in the top, high in the zone, and Wang Weichen was able to go to opposite field on that one. Ma Yaojiro has to play a little bit. Both Ma Yaojiro and Lin Zujie had to play a little bit more shallow, with Wang Weichen having great speed, and Wang Weichen was able to poke it through the left side of the infield very easily. So man on first, nobody out, and we could expect a bunt here. And as I speak, Jiang Kunyu lays, shows bunt, but that one was a breaking ball in the dirt. The CTBC brothers, by far, by a really big margin. I mean, I'm talking about a huge margin. Bunts the most in the CPBL in 2021, especially after the current coach Lin Weizhu taking over this team. For second pitch of the at bat is inside, and Brock Dykes does not like that call. But the ump cam seems to show that it was a little bit off the plate, but we'll all have our own verdict on that one. 2-0 the count, and we'll see if they still show bunt, and Jiang Kunyu does. That one's bunted to the first base side, a textbook bunt, and the Brock Dykes makes the play. Wang Weichen goes to second. So runner in first runner in scoring position in the Taiwan series this year, obviously in this game as well. Now you'll have the middle of the lineup coming up for the CTBC brothers. Starting with first baseman Xu Jihong, who had a .290 batting average, 14 home runs, 68 RBI this season. First runner in scoring position opportunity for the CTBC brothers. Oh, my apologies. The Lions did get to scoring position last inning. Lin Yanke drove Chen Jiexian to second, so my apologies there. First opportunity for the CTBC brothers this year in the Taiwan series. The CTBC brothers this year with runner in scoring position is hitting 265. That one is low. 1-1 the count. 265. Hold on. No. This is wrong. This is the line. Okay, let's do this because I clicked on the wrong page. There's one for runner in scoring position pitching or runner in scoring position hitting. The Lions this year on defense, while with runner in scoring position, the opponent has a batting average of 261. That would be the lowest, second lowest in the league. Just a little bit higher than the Fubon Guardians, which their opponents were hitting 260. So just the Lions were just a hair below the Fubon Guardians there. 1-2 the count now as Xu Jihong swings on the previous pitch. That one is another splitter down the zone. Xu Jihong does not bite there. The CTBC brothers, all right, they're hitting their offense with the runner in scoring position, hit 249. That would be the second lowest, only higher than the Weitren Dragons, which, by the way, is an expansion team. So not great with runner in scoring position this season. They drove in 389 runs. That would also be the second lowest, only better than the Weitren Dragons. Swing and a miss. So, 2-2 count. Similar pitch to the third pitch of this at bat, and Xu Jihong bites on that one again. So that's a strikeout for Brock Dyson, his first in this game, and that is out number 2. Wang Weichen stays put at first. Hello, Andrea. Hello, Andreas, and hello, Mike. Welcome to the CPBL English Watch Along. Right now, it's right fielder Chen Zihao coming to the plate. His first at bat of the Taiwan series, obviously. Batting cleanup tonight. This year, he hit 276 with a 448 slugging percentage. He has 14 homers with 68 RBI. And again, you can't, if you look at the batting stats this year versus previous years, you're going to see a dip, but that is just common among the CPBL with them, reducing the core value of the baseballs. First pitch was a strike, so 0-1 is the count. That one is hit the foul territory on third base. Chen Zihao, this is his 7th appearance in the Taiwan series, so he's no stranger. Just like many players on the CTBC brothers, they're no stranger to Taiwan series. But hold on, let's see. That foul ball seems to have hit somebody in the Lions dugout. Can't really tell who that was. That one was ripped to opposite field. And if you're in the dugout, you probably didn't have that much time to react to it. Don't know if that hit a coaching staff or a player. But Brock Dyson just one strike away from getting out of here unscathed. And that one is a ball up in the zone. 1-2 the count. The CTBC brothers. That one is grounded to short. Easy play from shortstop Lin Zujie for the third out of the inning. And that is it for Brock Dyson in the first as we head to the second inning. And we are tied 0-0. Mr. Irrelevant says, no luck trying to buy the series on CPBL TV. Let me share a guide by CPBL Stats. He wrote a really good guide to buy the thing on. Let me just try to find it and share this into the chat. Here we go. So I just put a link to an article written by CPBL Stats, and he has, that guide has helped a lot of people, and that should. I don't know if that would help, like, solve the problem, but I know that helped a lot of people getting CPBL done, but especially those who are not fluent in Mandarin. I'll see you. I had a regular season last. I'll see you in the beginning of the top of the second inning. Top of the second inning we go, and we're beautiful, beautiful sight at Taiwan Intercontinental Baseball Stadium. A sellout crowd, a full stadium. Now we've said sellout crowd over and over for especially last season as well. But last year you could say it's a sellout crowd, but you can never say it's a full stadium with COVID protocols. Last year the maximum they opened up to was 78%. First pitch of the second inning against Guo Fuling was a strike. Guo Fuling, playing first base today, hit 239 on the season, 6 homers and 35 RBI. Second pitch of the at bat is a ball in the dirt. Oh no, we've said that the Taiwan series and big games last year were sellout crowd. But last year because of COVID, the capacity was limited at 78%. That one is driven to center field, leaping catch by Yue Zhenghua at the warning track, and he just robbed an extra base hit away from the Uni Lions. One of the most surprising players in the lineup today for the CTBC Brothers center fielder Yue Zhenghua, proving his value with the great play at center field. Yeah, he kind of mistracked it early on, but he was able to make the adjustment and makes a leaping catch at the warning track. Now, if he had missed that one, it was definitely a double. And if that was going to go away from the center field, there probably could have been a leadoff triple, and we would have never known what would have happened. Now, Su Zhijie is coming to the plate, 275 batting average this season, 8 homers, 61 RBI. Now, you can ask, he's hitting 275. Why is he batting 7th? Well, Su Zhijie has always struggled against lefties, and especially against Jose De Paula. Su Zhijie this season, let me try to find his name, against Jose De Paula in 26 at-bats, Su Zhijie batted 192. Now, you compare that to the other 2 lefties in the lineup today, Chen Jiexian and Li Yang, who both hit above 300. It makes a little bit of a sense to move Su Zhijie down a little bit, and he's also a at least an average defender out there on the left. You probably need Su Zhijie later in the game as well. 1-2 the count. That one is fouled to the third base side. Yeah, that was a great play by the center fielder. It looks like the fan at third base also made a great grab. Let's see if we can get a replay of that. 1-2 the count. That one is hit to short. Jiang Kun with the easy play goes to first and out, number 2. Very still aggressive base running. You know what? I'm gonna be totally honest here. Like 50% of the stuff I'm talking about right now, I'm just stealing it from the Mandarin broadcast. So they have more info and all of that. But yeah, it looks like the Lions are getting very aggressive on the base path. Liang could beat out a play at first base that caused an infield single. That normally would have been a routine out at first. Su Zhijie almost beat it out at first as well. So they're creating a lot of pressure for the defense on the brothers' side. Maya Jiro at the plate now. He took the first pitch as a ball. Mayajiro today hitting 8th and playing 3rd. I don't know why I'm like my brain is not wired right now. 1-1 the count, pitch up and in, ball 2. Mayajiro. Mayajiro is his indigenous name. His Mandarin name is Chen Yongji, which if you have the Mandarin broadcast turned on, that's what the Mandarin broadcast will call him, Chen Yongji. Mayajiro this year hit 201 with 293 slugging percentage and 304 on base. He has 4 homers and 22 RBI this season. That 2-2 count is a fastball on the outside part of the plate, and it's ruled a ball. Today, playing 1st and 3rd is Guo Fuling and Mayajiro for the Uni Lions. Both didn't have a great year. That one is grounded to 3rd. Wang Weicheng with the scoop goes to 1st on the play, and it's 3 up, 3 down for Jose De Pola here in the 2nd inning. We're heading to the bottom of the 2nd. Brock Jackson will be coming back up to face the 5, 6, and 7 hitters, Zhou Siqi, Zhan Zixian, and Yue Donghua. I'll see you at the end of the break. We're starting in the bottom of the 2nd inning between the Union Lions and the CTBC brothers. In game 1 of the Taiwan series, Zhou Siqi will be coming to the plate. He has one of the best walk-up. He was one of the best chant songs out there. It's an actual song, like you actually sing to it. There are many cheer songs in the CPBL where you dance more than you sing, but Zhou Siqi's song, there are actual lyrics, and you actually sing most of it rather than just chant like half of it. So if I could, I would probably let you listen to it, but then the Mandarin commentators will still talk over it. But the CTBC brothers do have their song on Spotify, all of their songs on Spotify, so you'll be able to find them on Spotify. I think iTunes as well, and maybe one other outlet. But Zhou Siqi is quickly behind 0-2. Third pitch of the at-bat is fouled back. Let me try to find him. Zhou Siqi in this season has 16 plate appearances versus Brock Dykeshorn. He hit 214, so 3 hits and 1 double. That one is a ball as they appeal to third base to see if Zhou Siqi swung at that one, but he didn't. Take a look at the replay. On the outside part of the play, the ball went, and yeah, Zhou Siqi seems to have held it back. Joseph, one of the handful. I think he's like the fifth player. That one is grounded at first base side, diving stop by Guo Fuling, throw the first in time to Brock Dykesworn, who's covering first base from the mound. They get Zhou Siqi at first, out number one. Zhou Siqi, I think he's like the fifth or sixth player in CPBL history to be included in the Taiwan series roster as a position player. For those of over 40 years old, I don't think for players over 40 years old, he's like the fifth position player to ever be included in the Taiwan series roster. And he's also starting tonight, so. Nobody on, one out. Zhang Zixian at the plate now, swing and a miss. Strike number one. Zhang Zixian this year hits 275, 100 base hits on the dot, 62 RBI, 10. Was it 10? I don't know if I remember that correctly. Swing and a miss, strike number two. The CTBC brothers coming into the Taiwan series did not end the regular season well, and especially on the hitting side. And that is a huge concern for this team and for manager Lin Weizhu, who, you know, they went somewhere like along 1-4. That one is a line drive to second base. Lin Jinkai with the grab on that soft line drive. So a quick 2 outs for Brock Dykesworn, Zhang Zixian, making sure that his bat, or trying to see if his bat cracked. That one, I mean, I love the ump cam. I love the ump cam angle. But that one hit the tip. I think it hit the tip of the bat. From the regular, angle coming from center field, that looked like that the line drive looked like it could have left the infield for a base hit, but I think that one hit the tip of the bat and just didn't travel as far. Lin Jinkai with the easy grab there. Nobody on, 2 outs. Yue Donghua at the plate. He's playing second base tonight. First pitch is a ball. Yue Donghua this year hit 210, 38 base hits, 2 homers, and 13 RBI. Second pitch is a ball, so ball 2 now for Yue Donghua. Brock Dykesworn not, losing a little bit of his command in this at bat in particular. 2-0 to count. That one is up in the zone. 3 straight balls for Brock Dykesworn. Fourth pitch of the at-bat is a strike, but still on the edge of the zone. Yue Donghua had no intentions to swing there. Yue Donghua this season hit 364 versus Brock Dykesworn. Maybe that's why Brock Dykesworn is a little bit more wary against this hitter. But Dykesworn fights back. Now he's in full count versus Yue Donghua as the hitter swings and misses on that one. So full count now. Full count, 2 outs. That one is hit to right side of the field, but still caught as a soft line drive by second baseman Lin Jinkai. Another 3 up, 3 down for Brock Dykesworn. A smooth second inning for both starting pitchers in this one, and we're headed to the top of the third. 0-0 the score, and we'll see you on the other side of the break. Welcome back to CPBL English Watch Along Game 1 of the Taiwan series. I am Daniel Shi, and this is an unofficial audio feed in English of Game 1 of this year's Taiwan series. We're not representing any of the teams, nor the CPBL as a league. It's just me as a fan giving a commentary in English, joining you. I'm personally am joining you from Austin, Texas, but officially I should say I'm joining you from Taichung Intercontinental Baseball Stadium. First pitch from Depola to Lin Daian is hit to center field. Yue Zhenghua goes after it, but Chen Zihao will make the catch. The cameraman was tracking center fielder Yue Zhenghua the whole time, but Chen Zihao had was closer and had a better jump to it. But it's the second solid contact, I would say, by the Uni Lions, especially in the last two innings. The first one by Guo Fuling that hit to the warning track in center field, and then this one to the gap in right center field. That could have been the first extra base hit of the Taiwan series this year as well. But now the Lions are back to the top of their lineup with second baseman Lin Jinkai at the plate. He's 0 for 1. He shows bunt, but pulls it back for strike 1. Lin Jinkai grounded out to second base in his first at-bat in the first inning. Second pitch is grounded to short. Jiang Kuan-yu, his longtime teammate in high school, makes the play, goes to first for the out. Lin Jinkai and Jiang Kuan-yu made, there was a fan in the Taiwanese version of Reddit, the baseball board, and Lin Jinkai and Jiang Kuan-yu were touted as the original couple, as both of them were the shortstop and second base pairing in high school, and right now two of the best players in the middle infield for in the league, and possibly could be a long time second base shortstop pairing for the national team in the future. At the plate now is shortstop Lin Zujie, who struck out in the first inning. Lin Zujie hit .294 versus Jose Depola in the regular season. 17 at bats in 19 plate appearances, with 5 base hits, but none of them were extra base hits. All of them were singles. 2-0 the count. That one is in the zone for strike 1. So if you look at this lineup, Lin Jinkai's leading off, right? He hit 200 versus Depola. That's not great, but the 2-3-4 for the Lions hit really well in the regular season. And it's actually 3. I think those are the only 3 that actually had decent success with consistent at-bats against Depola on this roster. So you have Lin Zujie, who hit 294, and then followed by Chen Jiexian, who hit 310, and Lin Yanke, who hit 300. 2-2 the count. That one is hit to shallow right field. Xu Jihong goes after it in foul territory, but he does not make the catch after sliding to get after it. So 2-2 the count. Depola is still going after the hitter. Last inning, we saw Yue Donghua being very successful versus Brock Dykeshorn, and Dykeshorn was a little bit more wary, a little bit trying to stay outside of the zone versus Yue Donghua, especially early in the at-bat. But Depola, in this at-bat versus Lin Zujie, who has had decent success against him in regular season, still tries to go after him. He's still attacking the zone. 2-2 the count now, 2 outs. That one is a ball outside part of the plate. Now, as soon as I say Depola's attacking the zone, he goes outside for ball 3. Full count now. That one is fouled back. Fast tempo by Jose Depola in this inning. I mean, if I have a timer for the top of the third, I'm pretty sure we're it's like a 5-minute inning or something. But I'm pretty sure I just jinxed it, since every time somebody brings up how fast the game goes, it slows down tremendously. I've learned that the hard way. So obviously I have not learned my lesson yet. That one is fouled back and hits the home plate umpire. Today's home plate umpire is Zhang Zhanrong. We have the home plate ump cam for that one. Chen Jiaju making sure that the umpire is all right. Oh, that hit the elbow. I don't. It looks like it hit the guard, but also does it? I'm not sure if it hit like the guard part or just like just a wrapping part, and that just it doesn't help. Another pitch fouled back. Lin Zujie battling it out here. Lin Zujie getting better and better at finding the pitch, the timing to hit, to hit the pitch by Jose De Paula. De Paula's throwing his 10th pitch of the at bat. Full count, 2 outs, and that one is a ball outside, top and outside part of the plate. 11th pitch of the at bat. So Lin Zujie battles it out for a walk. First runner since the first inning for the Uni Alliance. Remember last year, Chen Jiexian, who's coming up to the plate right now, battled out in the 5th inning of Game 1 against Esmael Rogers. He had battled out for like a 17-pitch at bat and drew a walk, and that one started a rally for the Lions in that inning as well. Especially, I'm not sure if they scored in that inning, but it definitely chased Esmael Rogers out of the game earlier than the brothers wanted. First pitch against Chen Jiexian is a strike on the outside part of the plate. Chen Jiexian had a base hit in the first inning, a single to the right side of the field through Yue Donghua on that one. Jose De Paula goes, and that pitch is a comebacker to De Paula, who makes the stop, kind of dropped it, but still in time to get Chen Jiexian at first. So out number 3 in the top of the 3rd inning, after an 11-pitch at bat, the brothers still able to withstand the offense by the Lions. 8-9-1 coming up for the home team in the bottom half of the 3rd. We'll see you on the other side of the break. Welcome back to CPBL English Watch Along. We're starting the bottom of the 3rd inning with catcher Chen Jiaju coming up to the plate versus Brock Dykeshorn, who has been dealing the first 2 innings, only given up 1 base hit in the first. We have a pitching duel brewing here in this one, but still early. Chen Jiaju playing catcher. Was the main catcher in last year's Taiwan series. That one is a high fly ball to shallow right field. My feed just froze. So I don't know what happened. But with Lin Jinkai out there chasing after it, I don't think it would end well for the CTBC brothers. My feed just froze. So Okay, my feed is back, but it froze again. Looked like Chen Jiaju was out though, from what I can tell. It's still loading on my laptop. All right, it looks like Chen Jiaju was out because we're in Yue Zhenhua's at bat now, who's batting ninth with 1 out. Surprising pick to start center field today for the CTBC brothers. He has 2 at bats versus Brock Dykes in the regular season this year. Oh, and no base hits. So yeah, 2 strikeouts with 2 at bats. That one is fouled on a 1-2 count. Yue Zhenhua, I would say though, has one of the better cheer songs. I'm gonna stop talking for a little second so you can listen to it. Swing and a miss though, so not a lot of time to listen to that. But 3rd strikeout from Brock Dykeshorn against Yue Zhenhua in the year of 2021 has a perfect 100% strikeout rate. Fastball on the outside part of the plate. Some notable replacements that could have been possible for center field would have been Chen Wenjie for the CTBC brothers, but this year he hit 125 against Brock in 19 plate appearances. We're back to the top of the lineup for the CTBC brothers. 3rd baseman Wang Wei-Chen at the plate. He had the only base hits from the brothers so far in this game. 0-1 to count. That one is in the zone through the K zone, but not picked up by the umpire. One and two the count now. Brock Dykeshorn on his 42nd pitch, so very economical so far. And the pitch is a line drive to left center field. That is the second base hit for the brothers and for Wang Wei-Chen in this game. So the first runner for the CTBC brothers since the first inning. Wang Wei-Chen, who led stolen bases in 2019 for in the CPBL last year. Not last year, in 2019. I said 2019 already. I don't know why I continue with that. Jung Quinn at the plate now. He had a sacrifice bunt in the first. That one is a ball outside part of the plate. But obviously, with 2 outs, you're not gonna see a sacrifice bunt. I doubt it. I'm not a betting person, but I definitely would not put my money on it. Jiang Kun in 20 at bats hit 100, so two base hits of Brock Dykeshorn in 2021. That one is a ball up in the zone, above the zone for ball 2. 2-0 the count. One of the very few at bats that Brock actually fell behind 2-0 in a count in this game, and Lin Dayan saw it. And Lin Dayan comes up to the mound to give a small talk to the Canadian. Zero zero the score. 2-0, 2 outs. Jiang Kunyu draw. That one catches the corner of the plate. 2-1. Yeah, that one is a strike. With the confidence that Jiang Kunyu had, I thought maybe that was not a strike, but it was. 3-1 the count, and that one is fouled back. So Brock Dykesworn able to battle it back and get a full count. Battle it back to get a full count. Full count, 2 outs. So Wang Weichen will be going on the pitch here. Brock Dykesworn delivers. That one is popped up, but into the stands. Oh, it's a good question. Let me try to find that right now. Andreas, I know you're Panda, traveling Panda, but I would say pretty high from those two. That one is ripped to third, but foul. Hold on, my feed keeps on freezing, so I'm trying to find. Also trying to navigate a new way to watch this without all the freezing. Full count. That one is a grounder through the diving third baseman Mayojiro for it. Base hit. Wang Weichen took off on the pitch, so he's going to third. Man on the corners now for the CTBC brothers. This is the first time either teams reached third base in this game. And it's a great opportunity for the brothers to score, to get on the board first in this one as well. All right, I have this thing. All right, first baseman Xu Jinhong at the plate now. First pitch, ball low, probably a few inches away from getting through the catcher Lin Dayan. Dykesworn on his 53rd pitch of his outing now. That breaking ball in the zone for a strike one. Yes, I finally have this thing loaded, so it shouldn't freeze now. Xu Jihong struck out in the first inning. That one is hit to left field, foul ball. That looked, from the angle that we had, that looked like it had a chance to be a base hit, but actually it was a well foul. It's just so great to see the crowd back. Not only is it a sellout crowd, it's a full stadium. The Taiwan CDC finally opened up the stadiums without any capacity restrictions late in the season. Man on the corners, 2 outs. That one is grounded to short. Lin Jinkai playing way back, and he came in with a scoop throw to first for the third out of the inning. So men on the corners for the CTBC brothers, but they couldn't convert, so they leave 2 on base. It's a 0-0 score heading to the top of the 4th inning, and it will be the 4-5-6 coming up for the Uni Lions, Lin Anke, Wu Jierui, and Mayojiro coming up. I probably got the 6th hitter wrong. 郭富林, Lianco, Ujere, 郭富林 coming up to the plate. We'll see you on the other side of the break, and Andreas, Panda, I will get you that stat right now. Welcome back to Game 1 of the Taiwan series. I am Daniel G, bringing you English watch-along service for free. That's not an issue. Jose De Paula versus Lianke to start off the top of the 4th. Lianke, who had a base hit, infield single to third base. That one is a pop-up to first. Yue Donghua calls off Xu Jihong for the first out of the inning. All right, Panda, I have it for you now. Give me one more second. So Jose De Paula this season on average throws 105 pitches per start, and Brock Dykeshorn throws 101.9, so 102 pitches per start. So both pitchers averages over 100 pitches. Averages over 100 pitches per start. So you're going to see probably quite lengthy start for both. That one is fouled to the back for Ujere. So you're going to see probably a lengthy start, but it still depends on how both teams want to play this. If they want to go 1, 4, and 7 for these two aces, then you probably don't want to go that far in. But 100 pitches will be right in the area for both, since starters both are aces, and they've been throwing a lot of pitches for a while now. They're conditioned for this, but you probably won't see him throwing 120 pitches now, because again, even if you don't use him for 1, 4, and 7, these guys got to pitch on a short rest since it's a final series. And maybe even if you use him for Game 5, what if you need him for Game 7? So it's for me, it's if I were the manager, I don't know if I will use any of the pitchers for 120 pitches. But it just depends on the manager, really. 0-2 the count. Swing and a miss. Ujere strikes out on a breaking ball down in the zone in the dirt. Out number 2. But there's also this thing where, winning game 1 in the CPBL Taiwan series gives you like an 85% chance of winning the Taiwan series. Plus, courtesy of CPBL stats for feeding these numbers, the CTBC brothers never won the Taiwan series after losing game 1. The Lions never lost the Taiwan series after they win game 1. So, how important do you treat game 1 in this situation? Obviously, the team that comes out with the win, actually, the team that comes out with a loss will be a little bit more desperate tomorrow to make sure they even it up at 1-1, especially if you're the home team. You don't want to go on the road with an 0-2 deficit. Guo Fuling is at the plate. He's had probably the first great contact by the Lions this game with the fly ball to center field, called it the warning track by Yue Zhenghua. And so DePaula is a little bit more wary of that, a little bit more careful, resulting in 2-0 count, but comes back with a fastball in the middle of the zone, and then another fastball, 149, that's fouled back. Immediately, DePaula's back to 2-2. To the count, 2 outs, nobody on. DePaula, the delivery, that one is grounded, and through the diving Wang Weichen for a base hit. So the Uni Lions have a man aboard in the top of the 4th inning, and the Lions invented the whole flying thing after Game 4 of the Taiwan series last year, and the Guo Fuling showed a little bit of an arrow thing. Is that their new thing, or is that just Guo Fuling? I'm not sure. But Guo Fuling, he's 1 for 2, but really had two great contests versus Jose DePaula so far in this game. And now you have Su Zhijie at the plate. First pitch, down in the zone, does not get picked up. 1-0 the count. Su Zhijie grounded out to short in the 2nd inning. That base hit by Guo Fuling would be the first one for the Uni Lions since Lin Anke's infield single in the 1st. But DePaula did give up a runner in the last inning after giving up a walk. Does the arrow make the brothers quiver? I'm not. I thought it was the brothers that did the arrow thing because they were gonna shoot down the bird. The Lions did all the flying thing at the end of the Taiwan series last year. So in Game 7, the brothers invented this whole the arrow thing, and it worked for 1 inning for the brothers when they had that 4-run orange that took the lead in Game 7. They did that all the time, but obviously with the Lions winning, the flying bird ended up, claiming supremacy. But I don't know why. I mean, if the Lions decide to go with the whole arrow thing, that would have. I mean, does that mean both teams are doing the arrow, and that's not fun anymore? Two and one to count. Man on first base. The pitch is breaking ball, but low. 3-1 to count. DePaula did give up a walk in the last inning, but DePaula has been this command's a little bit off in the 4th inning now. That one is a pickoff move to first. 3-1. The throw is to first, stopped by Xu Jihong, and we're out of the top of the 4th inning. Good stuff by Xu Jihong. The ball was hit directly towards him. Unlucky for Su Zhijie. And we will have the 4, 5, 6 coming up for the CTBC brothers at the bottom of the 4th inning. And we'll see you on the other side of the break. Welcome back to Taiwan Intercontinental Stadium. Got some stats for you. The Union Lions against lefty starters in the 2021 regular season, they're 15-17, so they're below 500 versus. So they're 2 games below 500 versus lefties as starters. Against righty starters, they're 15 games above 500. On the hitting side, the Lions hit 233 versus lefty starters versus 268 against righty starters. So the Lions obviously have, if you're gonna talk about the Lions' kryptonite, it probably would be lefties. But remember last year in the Taiwan series, the brothers sent Miranda and DePaula for 4 games, and the Lions still were able to win 2 of them, especially in games 6 and 7. That really propelled them to victory. Brock Dykes on the mound versus right fielder Chen Zihao. 1-2 the count. Nobody on, nobody out. That one is a line drive to short, caught by Lin Zujie. A lot of these short, soft line drives by the brothers today. Some of them are just bad, just unlucky, hitting right towards the fielder. But the Lions have their fair share of unlucky base hits, unlucky contact as well. Zhou Siqi at the plate now. Again, his song. I'm gonna stop talking because you can enjoy the song that he has. It's an amazing one. I mean, what a song that is. Zhou Siqi grounded out the first in the second inning. So obviously he's 0 for 1 in the Taiwan series so far. 1-1 the count now with 1 out. The pitch from Dykesworn is driven well to center field. That one is caught at the warning track by center fielder Chen Jiexin. That looked scary coming out of the bat. That is a very giftable reaction by Zhou Siqi. But wow, that was hit really well. Probably the first really solid contact by the brothers in this game. And Chen Jiexin has improved a lot as a defender in center field. Was shifted over from short to center field during the season last year. So at times last year, you will see him maybe second guess himself on some of the first jump, but not this year. He's made a considerable improvement defensively as an outfielder, and he had a great jump and tracked it down at the warning track and made the catch, and that is out number 2. Zhan Zixian at the plate now, starting the at bat with the strike, so the count is 0-1. The second pitch is fouled to the first base side. When Zhou Siqi hit that ball, I mean, last year that could have been out of the ballpark. Actually, even if I hit to the corners of the outfield, that probably would have led the ballpark. But Zhou Siqi challenged one of the deepest part of the field, and that was caught. Pitch number 3 is a strike in the inside part of the play, and that is out number 3. An easy 3 up, 3 down for Brock Dykesworn, and it will be Jose DePaula's turn to take on this Lions offense in the top of the 5th inning. It will be Mao Jiro, Lin Daian, and Lin Jinkai, the 8-9-1 hitters for the Lions coming up the 5th, and we'll see you on the other side of the break. Welcome back to Game 1 of the Taiwan Series CPBL English Watch Along. I'm Daniel Shi, and I will be bringing you English commentary for Games 1, 2, 6, and 7. So, brothers' home games of the Taiwan Series. Games 3, 4, and 5 will be brought to you by Patrick Melbourne. More information on those will be coming up, and I will make sure I retweet them. And so make sure you follow both of us on Twitter. Coming up to the plate, Maya Jiro from the Uni Lions. You will hear the Mandarin broadcast mention him as Chen Yongji. That is his Mandarin name. Maya Jiro is his indigenous name, and obviously to respect that. On the English side, we'll use his indigenous name, but on paper, in the official documents, especially in Mandarin, he's still named Chen Yongji. So um, there are players, Gili Girao Gongguan being one of them, the catcher from the Weichuan Dragons. He actually changed his name officially. So on his ID, he changed his name from Zhu Liren, which was his Mandarin name, to Gili Girao Gongguan, whose indigenous name. That one is grounded to first base. Xu Jihong makes the easy play. And out number one, 4-pitch out for Jose De Paula. Now you're really starting to count pitches because it can really affect the outcome of this game. You could, a long at bat here and there can really affect how long these pitchers go, especially in game one where you're still kind of wary of how far, whether you're going to use them later in the series. So 62 pitches for Jose De Paula, and that is, remember, after a 11 pitch at bat by Lin Daian early in this ball game. So De Paula being very economical, and the only hitter really that De Paula struggled with in terms of the pitch count is coming up to the plate right now. He had a walk. Lin Daian drew an 11 pitch walk. So we'll see how De Paula attacks him this time around. First pitch is a breaking ball low. But going back to the indigenous name conversation, Weichuan Dragons catcher Gili Girao Gongguan, his Mandarin name is Zhu Liren, and he decided to change his name officially, like his official ID legal name, to Gili Girao Gongguan, which is his indigenous name. So right now, if you go back and watch the CPBL TV on VOD and you watch the Weichuan Dragons games, the Mandarin broadcast will call him Gili Girao Gongguan, which is the Mandarin pronunciation of his name. But for players like Chen Yongji, Ma Yaojiro, his official name is still, he still uses a Mandarin name as his official name, but in English, when you translate that, so for most players, you just call, on the back of the jersey, they just use the romanization of their Chinese name. But for some of the indigenous players, they would just use their indigenous name. So Ma Yaojiro will be one of them. So therefore, in English, in most of the English content that we post through the CPBL English Watch Along and through the Blue Check CPBL account, you would see Ma Yaojiro. That one is hit to opposite field. That one is deep at the warning track, but caught by Chen Zihao on a 3-1 count. De Paula had to go to the center of the plate to make sure he doesn't walk Lin Daian again. And Lin Daian had a good pitch to attack on, but didn't go far enough. And that was caught at the warning track. A little bit more hits to the warning track in the last few innings, but still quite rare if you compare that to a regular CPBL game, as you have probably two of the best pitchers on the mound tonight for game one. Lin Jinkai on the first pitch grounds it to third, and that's a foul ball. Both at bats ended with ground outs for Lin Jinkai, who's batting leadoff today. Lin Jinkai grounded out to second in the first inning and grounded out to short in the third. This is his third at bat. 0-1 the count. That one is up in the zone for ball one. Lin Jinkai improved tremendously as an offensive player. Last year, during the hyper-juiced ball era, he hit 243 with a 324 slugging. And this year, with the ball being de-juiced, so when most of the league goes down in offensive categories, he goes all the way up to hit 303 throughout the season with a 411 slugging percentage. He had 3 homers, but had 56 RBI and scored 70 runs for the Union Lions. So he's really become a really solid contact, hitter at the top of the lineup with tremendous speed. That one's a line drive to opposite field. Chen Zihao tracks it. He makes the catch at the warning track for out number 3, and we are done in the top of the 5th. We'll see Yue Donghua, Chen Jiaju, and Yue Zhenghua, the 7, 8, 9 hitters coming up at the bottom of the 5th inning for the CTBC brothers. Welcome back to game 1 of the Taiwan series. Top of the 5th inning we go. Yue Donghua starts at the bottom of the 5th inning we go. My apologies. The home team is coming up to the plate. 7, 8, 9 for the CTBC brothers. Brock Dykeshorn at 65 pitches coming into the 5th. First pitch is a strike, breaking ball into the zone. Now, okay, the K zone says is on the outside part of the strike zone. Like, it's still in, but like on the outside third. I thought that was on the inside third of the plate, but probably just the angle, honestly. Brock Dykes at 65, again, 65 pitches coming into the game. DePaula at 71, finishing 5. So, barring a super quick and aggressive hitting by the brothers, the Dykeshorn will probably have more pitches after 5 innings than DePaula. But if both of them if I'm the manager, I'd probably put the limit at 110 pitches for both starters right now. So maybe 2 more innings from either. That one's a grounder and does not get. So it's a chopper back to Dykeshorn, but he doesn't get a glove on it, and so it goes through for a base hit. It's a leadoff single for the CTBC brothers. The first base hit since the 3rd, and with nobody out, the CTBC brothers will most likely bunt. Very much so. I mean, this is a bunting team, and there are guys out there. I know there are some of you out there who hates that, but that's the brothers, man. I mean, they bunt, they bunt a lot, and I think I'm kind of considered as the bunting advocate out there. But even for me, man, they bunt a lot. So Chen Jiaju tries to lay down a bunt there, but that one was not successful. Still a strike 1. All right, so here are the stats, okay? The CTBC brothers attempted 281 bunts. The second most team this year was the Monkeys, or 196. So the brothers outbunt attempted by 80 bunt attempts. in the CPBL. They are bunt heavy. Now their success rate is not great, um, but they bunt a lot, and the Lions bunt 170 times. That is the second lowest, only more than the Fubon Guardians. But the brothers bunt a lot, so you know they bunt not quite 2 times more than the Lions, but I'm pretty sure throughout the week of break between the end of the regular season and tonight, the Lions probably spent a lot of time on bunt defense. Just and you can, I mean, it would be a huge oversight if they didn't. But Chen Jiaju's showing great discipline, drawing two balls now. The count is 2-1. Chen Jiaju lays down a bunt, a textbook bunt back to the pitcher, and Yue Donghua goes to second on the play. So man in scoring position opportunity for the CTBC brothers. Their first since the third inning. It will be a repeat of the first inning for the CTBC brothers. After a leadoff single, they bunt the man over to second base with 1 out, but it will be the 9-1-2 hitters coming up, starting with Yue Zhenghua, who is the younger brother of Yue Donghua, who is currently on second base. Yeah, I mean, Chen Jiaju bunting. Uh, I agree with you, Panda. Like Chen Jiaju bunting would be okay since he's not a great offensive. You know, he's not the guy that you rely on offensively, but the brothers would bunt with their cleanup hitter. Like that's how much they love bunting. And look, I I am I I believe bunting has a place in the sport of baseball, but when you start bunting your cleanup hitters, that is when you lose me because you want your best hitter to hit, right? If the catcher, the eighth guy bunts, makes sense because you want your leadoff hitter to have a chance to hit with the runner in scoring position, all of that. But the brothers do bunt with their cleanup hitters, so don't be a surprise of that if that happens if that happens this season in the series. 2-0 the count. Yue Zhenghua draws a breaking ball to the middle of the plate. Brock Dykstorm at pitch 76 now, so he's 5 over the Pola, and he has 2 outs to go. Zhenghua, Yue Zhenghua. I like his song. I like Yue Zhenhua's song a lot. That one, 2-1 the count is a breaking ball that gets Yue Zhenhua to bite. 2-2 the score. 2-2 the count. Yue Zhenhua did strike out in the third inning. That is right before a 2-out rally by the brothers. To the count. That one is a breaking ball outside. He gets, if that one was I think that was a little bit of an early release by Dykeshorn that ended up leaving the ball on the outside part of the plate. If that one was closer, I feel like Yue Zhenghua probably would have bitten on it, like as he had in the last couple at bats. Full count, 1 out, man on second base. Opportunity for the brothers. That one is a grounder to first. Guo Fuling makes the catch. Yue Donghua goes to third. I think that's a result that both teams would take. Dykeshorn, Lin Dai is good enough of a defensive catcher that you would think a pass ball wouldn't happen a ton, or a wild pitch / pass ball wouldn't happen a ton. So I'm pretty sure the Lions will take that deal, and the brothers still was able to advance the runner a base. So I think they would also take that deal with the top of the lineup coming up. So I feel like baseball is one of the sports where you know in certain situations there will be a place where both teams will be happy with it. Happy might be a strong word, but like both teams will take the play. Wang Weichen's first pitch is a fly ball to left. Su Zhijie gets under. He makes the catch, and the brothers could not convert on another scoring position opportunity. Brock Dykes not happy with himself, but he does navigate through 5 innings with just allowing just 4 hits and no earned runs. We head to the second half of this ball game. There will be a longer break in the break between the bottom of the fifth and the top of the sixth. So take a drink, take a break, maybe get some food, etc. And we'll see you at the top of the sixth inning. Welcome back to CPBL English Watch Along. This is Daniel Shi. This is an unofficial CPBL broadcast, giving you audio commentary in English for all of the games in the Taiwan series. I am Daniel. I'll be giving you commentary for games 1 and 2 of the Taiwan series, and 6 and 7 if those are necessary. Patrick Melbourne will be giving you English commentary for games 3, 4, and 5 if game 5 is necessary. So essentially, I'll be doing the games when the brothers are at home. Patrick will give you all the games when the Lions are at home. It is a sellout crowd, and not just a sellout crowd, but a full stadium in Taichung Intercontinental Baseball Stadium. And we've been saying sellout crowd a lot lately. We were able to say sellout crowd for the 2020 season, but not a full stadium. We weren't really allowed to say it is a full stadium in 2020 because of the 78% capacity due to COVID. Earlier this season, the Taiwan CDC lifted all of the restrictions for capacity for the CPBL games. Therefore, the teams are allowed to have as many fans in the stadium as the stadium can hold. And so therefore today, game 1 being a sellout crowd without any capacity restrictions, we officially have a full stadium in Taichung Intercontinental Stadium, 20,000 strong in Taichung today. Now there's a good part of it that are Lions fans sitting out there in left field. And if the Lions wake up, their offense start to wake up, then they will be really loud, but also obviously supporting the CTBC brothers. Jose De Paula back on the mound. He's going to face the 2-3-4 hitters for the Union Lions. De Paula at 71 pitches after 5 innings. So if you're thinking maybe he pitches 110, his average this season is 105 pitches. And he will probably have 2 more innings to go. His season max, the most he's pitched this season was 128. That was also against the Union Lions on August 11th, and he threw 7 2/3 of an inning. I don't think they will let him throw that much since you probably need him for later in the series. But you never know. Game 1 is always important here in these short-term playoff series. No, series I think is already a plural. Shortstop Lin Zujie, which coming in had a really good batting average against Jose De Paula. Is batting second today. That one's a line drive to center field. That will be a base hit as it drops right in front of center fielder Yue Zhenghua. It's a leadoff single for the Union Lions. Their first leadoff single of the ball game. I don't believe they ever had one. But yeah, it will be a leadoff single for the Union Lions, courtesy of shortstop Lin Zujie. That was a fastball that caught way too much at the plate, and Lin Zujie was able to drive it out to center field for a base hit. Yeah, this is the first time for the Lions to have a base first time for the Lions to have a leadoff single. Now, Chen Jiexian coming to the plate, arguably the best hitter on the team, and he lays down a bunt, and it's a bad one. De Paula goes to second, and he gets Lin Zujie at second base. So it's not only did the Lions bunted, but it's basically it didn't work for them. They added an out for really nothing. But that being said, Chen Jiexian does have much better speed at first than Lin Zujie, so we're probably going to see Chen Jiexian steal a bag. But I'm pretty sure Patrick Melbourne is not happy with this, having his favorite player bunting in this situation, and also just not work. Like it just didn't work. Like I think it's one thing if it worked, but it just didn't look at this situation. I want to. But yeah, it's Li Anke coming to the plate. Chen Jiexian could they still steal second base, and he does have good speed out there. Um, I the, I'm just I advocate for bunting, but like if it didn't work, then I'm just kind of like just laughing because I just can't wait for how people react to it, especially with when you're arguably your best hitter coming to the plate after a leadoff single. I'm trying to find steals. Trying to find stats for steals. Hold on a second. Hold on. Let me try to find if I can find. Um, Breaking ball in the zone for strike one. So 1-1 is the count now for Jose De Paula. So he gives up a leadoff single to Lin Zujie, and you're thinking maybe he'll use more pitches now in this inning, but um, but then one pitch bunt, and the brothers not only get an out, but they get the lead runner as well. Just not an ideal situation that right there for the Lions. Uh, where do I find? Where do I find steals? Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So the okay, that one's a great pitch by DePaula, now getting strike two. So 1-2 the count. I don't think you will send Chen Jiexian there. It's a breaking ball swing and a miss by Lin Anke. Good stuff. But yeah, on 1-2, I really don't know if you will send Chen Jiexian, even though he has great speed, and DePaula being a lefty has probably a little bit more versatility, trying to pick off the runner here. I go in it first. All right, I found it. The Lions, you know how I said the brothers by far bunts the most. The Lions are the same way, except for stealing bases. And in the regular season in 2021, they stole 139 bases. That is by far the most in the CPBL. The second is the Rakuten Monkeys, but they only stole 95 times. So the Lions stole 44 more bases in the second in line. That one is the ground of the second base. Yue Donghua bobbles it, and that will give Chen Jiexian a free base to second. They were able to get Li Anke out at first, but if Yue Donghua had fielded cleanly, they could have easily turned the double play. So the Lions now get a free out here, and let's see if they can convert on it. It will be batting fifth would be Wu Jierui, right, coming to the plate. Yes, it will be DH Wu Jierui coming to the plate, but you had three of the best hitters against DePaula. One had a leadoff single, one bunted back to the pitcher for an unproductive out, and then Li Anke grounded to second. Would have been a double play, but the Lions catch a break there, and now the captain is at the plate, and he will be trying to drive in the first run of the ball game with Chen Jiexian at second base. He has great speed, so you have great speed in scoring position. Any base hit would score. You did cleanly, but Chen Jiexian stays put at at second base. Wu Jierui, I mean Jerry. I mean that's probably why you hear Jerry Wu there. But I think that is his official English name. I think. I mean, if the Mandarin broadcast keeps on saying that, I'm pretty sure that it's his English name. But Jose De Paula falls back 2-0 in this one. I don't think again, I don't think many times you see DePaula trailing now. He's at 82 pitches, so despite the base hit and the man on second base, he's only at 11 pitches right now in this inning. Started this inning with 71. This will be his 12th pitch of in the sixth. 2-0. The count. That one is a ball low in the zone. Does not get picked up. DePaula not happy with it. Based on the K zone, that should have been a strike. Based on the K zone. Last year in Game One, we also saw a pitching duel, but not really this. Not at this extent. It wasn't a 0-0 game. It was probably, you know, if you, I mean, obviously y'all can find the box score online easy, but I think it was more of a 2-2 game going to extras or 1-1 game going to like the eighth inning. 3-0 pitch in there for a strike, but it's not, it was still on the edge. I don't think Ujiro was going to swing at that one. Ujire career versus DePaula is 5 for 24 with a home run and 2 RBI. But last year in Game 1, it was also a pitching duel, but both managers kind of try to play the same game. That one is fouled to the first base side, so DePaula battles it back to a full count with 2 outs. Chen Jixian will not go since he's at second base. Full count, 2 outs, man on second base. That one is a check swing. Rule appealed to first base. It's not a swing. So pitch 86 now for Jose DePaula with at least one more out to get. Let's take a look at the replay. Yeah, Ujire was not close from getting it. So man on first and second. That will bring in Guo Fuling, the first baseman. Guo Fuling so far this game is 1 for 2 with a really good contact center field fly out in the second inning and a base hit in the fourth. So he's had 2 really decent contacts. And again, with the speed Chen Jiaxian has at second base, any base hit would score the first run of the game for the Union Lions. First pitch of the at bat, breaking ball low in the zone. DePaula trying to be a little bit more careful, but it'll be easy for him to fall behind now at pitch 87. I can't, I will keep, I think I'll keep on stressing this, but at pitch 87 in the sixth inning, I mean, he's going to come back in the seventh. He's probably going to finish the seventh, but probably not more than that if he's, going to finish the sixth with 90 plus pitches. 1-0 the count. That one is swing and a miss. Fastball. Guo Fuling was hunting right after it the entire time, but could not make contact. I think Guo Fuling was early on that one too. I think I can't really tell from that angle, but he wasn't. He definitely wasn't as late as a lot of the swings and misses the Lions had today. 1-1 the count. The pitch is inside 150, but does not get picked up. It's probably a borderline strike based on the K zone. Once again. That was a good location, but with 1-1, Guo Fuling can afford to have a little bit more patience at the plate. Now the 2-1, that one's a fly ball to center field. Jue Zhenghua comes in and he makes the catch for out number 3. And so DePaula gets out of another jam, man on first and second, 2 outs, and he does not give up a run. We go to the bottom of the sixth inning, 0-0 the score. Brock Daxhorn will face the CTBC Brothers offense for the first time since the mid-game break, and we'll see you when he takes the mound. Welcome back. Bottom of the sixth inning we go, and Panda, I see your comment. I'm gonna go into that a little bit later because I do have the bullpen stats lined up. I want to get to it a little bit later when they take over the mound because I think as of this point is probably inevitable that neither yeah, it's probably inevitable that neither pitchers are gonna throw the entire game. But I would say though the back end for both bullpen, like so the CC Lees and the Chen Ying-wens of the world, I think are equally good. So it would be a really fascinating bullpen matchup because the winning side of both bullpens are equally good in my opinion. 0-2, the count in the third pitch of the at bat is a ball. So first ball of the at bat, 1-2, the count, 2 outs, nobody on. Jiang Kunyu at the plate. He's batting a perfect 1,000 so far. 1,000, not just 100. I think 100 is the correct term though. Jiang Kunyu had a sacrifice bunt in the first inning, so that didn't count as an at bat, and then had a single in the third that that ended with the rally ended with a grounder to second. Um, but Jiang Kunyu was able to move on Wang Weichen from first to third. And I think as of right now, that is still the only runner to ever reach third base in this ballgame. One and two, the count. That one is a line drive to center field, but caught by Chen Jiexian for out number one. Good solid contact. We have been seeing a lot more solid contacts lately from both teams, and but really not shown on it. It's not shown for it on the scoreboard. That one is a good solid contact by going straight at Chen Jiexian, who again had a great jump and was able to track it down. Chen Jiexian, like I said earlier, converted from a shortstop to a center fielder last year. And so last year, you'll probably see him a little bit more second guessing, a little bit more hesitant. And I mean, you will never know. But last year, on a hit like that, you probably would see him catch, let it bounce so it doesn't get behind it. But this year, he is a lot more decisive on those plays, a lot more decisive on those jumps. Xu Jihong now falling behind 0-2 very easily here in this one. Xu Jihong is 0-2 with a strikeout on the first and the second ground out to second base, which he had both of his at bats early in this game were both runners in scoring position. GS, thank you for tuning. Yes, you can watch the game on Twitch if you search brothers_baseball on Twitch. That one is base hit to center field through the diving Lin Zujie, and the CTBC brothers have a runner for the first runner of the second half of this ball game. Yes, you can find this game on Twitch under at brothers_baseball. However, if you're listening to this audio commentary as well, I'm watching it based on CPBL TV, which is always a play or two behind the Twitch. And the reason I'm going with the CPBL TV is I'm watching this in North America, and Twitch likes to jump, likes to throw ads at you randomly. So at times they will throw it at a random time where the game was still happening, and I just can't have that during the audio commentary. So I have the CPBL TV feed on. If you are watching on Twitch, just be aware that you will be a play or two ahead of me. I think there is a way to slow down the Twitch feed, but it's very itchy. It's very iffy for that one. So, but I will say that if you're gonna watch all Taiwan series games, then CPBL TV is offering a 200 new Taiwanese dollar postseason package that you'll be able to watch all live games without any ads, without any blackouts. And you get to see all of the games on demand since the 2013 season. So that could be an option for you as well. Chen Zihao at the plate, 1-0 the count, 1 out, man on first base, and by the way, no, I do not get any commission for CPPL subscribers, so don't need to refer me to anything. But I mean, again, I've been using CPBL TV for much of the last 2 seasons. 1-1 the count, 1 out. Chen Zihao fouls it back, so they are so the count is 1-2. Chen Zihao had a ground out to short in the first inning with men on second base, and then in the fourth he batted leadoff and had a line drive that's headed right towards shortstop Ling Zujie for the line out. I'm just gonna stop speaking so you guys can enjoy the fans. I mean, the Taiwanese baseball atmosphere is just amazing. I mean, how can you not love? How can you not love it? How can you not love the baseball atmosphere in Taiwan? Twitch, yeah. I mean, I thought it would be better. I mean, Twitch in Taiwan doesn't pop up with ads though. That one is a fly ball to opposite field. Su Zhijie backs up near the warning track but makes the catch. That one, I mean, that one would have been scary last year. Not gonna lie. That one last year probably would have left the field, but um, I don't know the number for this exactly, but the number of opposite field home runs had took a huge dip this year. So any ball that goes to opposite field, um, more likely than not, it is not a home run. And that one seemed to have a little bit more, caught a little bit too much air. So I'm less excited than the Mandarin broadcaster there. Um, So man on first, 2 outs. The brothers have quite a few opportunities with runners on, but as you can see on the scoreboard, the runners uh, never rounded the bases in full. I don't know if that's a clever way of saying it, not saying scoring. Zhou Siqi at the plate, first pitch strike, change up inside. Zhou Siqi not happy with it. Zhou Siqi had a fly ball to center field in the fourth, and they ground out the first in the second inning. So it's 0 for 2. The Zhou Siqi this year versus Brock Dykeshorn was hitting 214 coming into the game, so not counting the 2 at bats in this one. Was hitting 214 with 3 hits on 14 at bats, 2 walks. Brock Dykes a hard pitcher to hit on, but Joel Sichi has his fair amount of struggles this year. But 16 plate appearances is not a lot. Joel Sichi spent quite a bit of time in the second army this year, swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Joel Sichi spent quite a little bit of time in the second army. Last year he spent a lot of time in the first army, but this year um, had I think at least half of the season he was in Pingdong in the future series with the future series squad, and he actually, a lot of the news coverage about the Taiwan series roster in the last couple of days after it came out yesterday, Zhou Siqi always makes the headlines because first of all he's a veteran, he's been here a long time, but um, with the number of games he's played, I think it was it's not a surprise that they chose him, but it wasn't as straightforward of picking him as he was last year. Good call, Panda. I did not see that. I talked about pitch count a lot last inning, but missed on this one. But yeah, Brock Dykeshorn is on his pitch number 100 here. So 5 2/3, 100 pitches. Um, do you use him in the seventh? Let me know, because I I don't know. Like, do you use him in the seventh? Do you want to throw? Do you want to give him more pitches? Now, remember, so Brock Dykes-Horn, the most pitches he's thrown in a game this year is August 11th against the CTBC brothers. He threw 7 1/3 of an inning. But again, like, do you want to save him for later in the series? Do you trust your bullpen? That's the thing. I think the back end of the bullpen for the Lions is really good, but uh, swing and a miss, the 1-2 count that would not pitch number 100 is a strikeout, and Brock Dykes-Horn finishes 6 innings of really strong performance, giving up 5 hits but no runs allowed. Good reacts from Brock Dykes-Horn. And we're heading to the top of the seventh. The score 0-0 with the 7-8-9 coming up. Su Zhijie, Ma Yaojiro, and Lin Daian. I'll see you on the other side of the break. Welcome back to Game 1 of the Taiwan series. Top of the seventh inning we go. Still a scoreless game. I don't think that is a surprising part of this game, considering it was Jose De Paula and Brock Dykes on the mound. De Paula at 90 pitches after 6 innings, so you might think might be his last one facing 7-8-9, the third time around. Brock Dykes-Horn at 100 pitches after 6. We'll see if he comes back. First pitch from De Paula is a strike right down the middle. Su Zhijie today is 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts. His first one was to shortstop. The second one was first base. That one is a line drive to right field, but caught by Chen Zihao. Remember the ground out to first? It was a strong contact, but right towards Xu Jihong. This time, good contact, but goes right towards Chen Zihao. And we've seen a lot of those in the last few innings where the hitters get really good contact, but it's either unlucky or it catches a little bit too much air. But the first 3 innings, probably the first 4 innings, a lot of groundouts, a lot of strikeouts, a lot of weak contact. Not the case in the last 2. So possibly you're seeing the pitching staff, pitching coach looking into their bullpen now a lot more than they were in obviously the first few innings. Mayo Jiro at the plate, he's also 0 for 2 with the strike, grounded to third and a grounded to first in the second and fifth innings, respectively. But if De Paula gets out of this inning under 100, maybe he comes back up for the eighth. I could see that happening. 1-1 the count. That one's way outside. Easy take for Mayojiro there. Last year in Game 6 of the Taiwan series, with the score being the Lions only up by 2-1 in the fifth inning, Mayojiro actually took De Paula deep and then took De Paula deep for a 2-run home run, and that extended the lead to 4-1. And that really ended up being one of the more decisive swings, especially in Game 6, but like as a whole in the Taiwan series. Is if you're the brothers, you're trailing 2-1 in a Game 6, up 3-2, you still think you have a chance. But that home run was such a statement by the Lions. Swing and a miss. Out number 2 on pitch number 97. And that, I mean, Paula just dealing on the mound. That's a, I mean, I want to say I can't tell if that's a two-seamer or a fastball. I didn't see the velocity on it, but Mayachiro really didn't have much of a chance. That is his third. That's only his third strikeout of this ball game. So the Lions have been able to put good contact on Paula, but a lot of weak contact. That is one of the strengths of this Uni Lions lineup, being able to shorten up the swing and make good contact. Um, but today is just not quite there in terms of contact. I've been seeing too much contact lately. But the Paula starts the at bat against catcher Lin Dan with 2 balls, so he falls back 2-0. Remember, early in this game, in Lin Dan's first at bat, he actually drew an 11-pitch walk, and that one also started with the Paula falling behind early. So we'll see if Lin Dan can stretch it out here. Because right now, if you can stretch out this at bat, this will be his last one. If that one's a ground to the third. If Lin Dan gets out quickly, maybe on the next pitch, 102, maybe they bring him out for the 8th. But if Lin Dan stretches it out and he has to throw 110, maybe 108 pitches by the end of the 7th, then maybe you have to bring in a bullpen piece for the 8th and the 9th, maybe even extra innings. 2-2. 2 outs, nobody on. The pitch is hit to left field, strong contact, and it goes to the track. Lin Dan might go to second. The throw comes in just in time. If with the way the Lions offense have been operating, if it were anybody but Lin Dan, they probably will go for a second base. But Lin Dan stays put at first, and it's another good at bat by the catcher. He's probably one of the few hitters on the Lions that's really had consistently great at bats against the brothers lefty, and now they have a man aboard. It will be the leadoff hitter, second baseman Lin Jinkai coming up to the plate, who's 0 for 3. Let's see what the brothers. So the brothers are staying put. They're leaving the Pola on the mound. I think that's a good move as the ace, as you have your ace on the mound. But that is probably it for the Pola. That one is a line drive to second, and Yue Donghua puts a glove on it, but he does not make the catch. Lin Dan goes to third. Lin Jinkai stays at first. Unlucky base hit by the brothers. If Yue Donghua did not put his glove on it, probably Lin Dan would have stayed at second. But since Yue Donghua kind of slowed the ball down a little bit and kind of got stuck in between the no man's land between the middle infield and center fielder, Lin Dan was able to go from first to third on the play, and now all of a sudden the Lions have their best hitter at the plate, and with a really good opportunity for the Lions to score first here in the 7th inning. If the Lions score first here, it's a huge statement for them, and the Lions can be probably a little bit more willing to bring in a bullpen piece, a bullpen pitcher in the bottom of the 7th inning. Obviously, that was a shot of the brothers' bullpen, not the Lions bullpen. I don't know. I think I kind of blacked out right there. So you have Lin Zujie coming up to the plate. Lin Zujie again, like I had this pulled up earlier, but Lin Zujie this season versus Jose de Paula is hitting 294 coming into this game, 5 for 17 with 3 RBI. So all 5 hits were singles. But right now a single would get the job done. First pitch is a breaking ball inside, strike 1. This is you live for at bats like this in the playoffs. This is it. This is one of those make it or break it. If the brothers get out of this unscathed, they get all the momentum. The Lions score first. I mean, what kind of a statement would they have made? That one is that was in the dirt for ball one. Lin Zujie with the runner in scoring position. Hold on. Do you not have any? Oh, no, 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 no. Hold on. I messed up. Man on the corners. That one's a pickoff move to first. Lin Jinkai has really good speed at at first, so it does make sense that the Pola is being a little more wary of his speed there. Strike two there. Great pitch by Jose de Pola. Lin Zujie with runner in scoring position coming into this ballgame. So in the regular season, he hit 179. He has 12 base hits in 67 at bats with the runner in scoring position this season. 13 strikeouts and 16 RBI. 16 RBI would be ranked 7th on the Lions. Doing math in my head as I look for that. 1-2 the count is a pickoff move to first. Oh, these are the moments where I love this sport. I mean, you just don't know what's gonna happen. There's such a momentum swing here. 1-2 the count. That one is up in the zone. Lin Jinkai kind of did a fake takeoff there. That's not a terrible 1-2 pitch. Making sure Lin Zujie is ready for that high fastball. Maybe DePaula comes back with the breaking ball down the zone after setting up that high fastball there. The pitch, swing and a miss. Jose DePaula gets out of this inning, and we're heading in with the score 0-0. The Uni Lions could not convert on a man on first and third, 2-out opportunity, and we're heading into the stretch. That means it's time to sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." Let me just search the lyrics. Take me out to the ball game lyrics. All right. As per um, as per tradition of the CPBL English watch along, and as just per tradition of just American baseball overall, here is "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." And yes, please, if you don't want to hear this, make sure you turn down the volume. Get ready. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jack. I don't care if I never get back. Let me root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes are out at the old ball game. So that is your 7th inning stretch. An update in Japan, the Japan series, the Nippon series, I should say, between the Oryx Buffaloes and the Yakult Swallows. The Yakult Swallows coming into Game 6 with a 3-2 lead. We're all tied up at 1-1 in the top of the 6th inning. Yakult obviously could win. The Swallows could win if they claim they could win the whole series with the win tonight. They're at home. Oryx Buffalo is trying to stretch it out to 7 games. So, good try, Potty Mouth. She's saying that I need to sing "Sweet Caroline." I'm not just hey. If I weren't a Yankee fan, I probably would, but too bad. Can't do Fenway Park traditions. That one's a high fly ball to center field by Zhang Zixian, and that one is gone. Bye-bye baseball. The CTBC brothers scored the first run of the Taiwan series in the 2021 season, and Zhang Zixian, after DePaula gets out of the man on the corners 2-out jam, gets a home run to the deepest part of the ballpark, and the brothers with the 1-0 lead. What I mean that thing took off. That thing left that thing took a while to get out of the ballpark, but after when it left the bat, I mean that was just crazy contact of the bat. What a hit by the home team. They finally getting some momentum on the defense, and they convert really quickly. Brock Dykstorm, that was his 101st pitch of the game. Now Yue Donghua is at the plate. He takes a first pitch strike. Zhang Zixian hit 348 against Dykstorm in the regular season, but did not hit a home run. So this would be his first home run versus Dykstorm in 2021. Nick Yaoake coming up to say, hey, how'd you do that? Anyone want to hit against Dykstorm as well? That one Yue Donghua launches it to right field. And back-to-back baseball. Back-to-back home run. Bye-bye baseball. What a 5-minute stretch for the CTBC brothers. I will claim that as I would claim it as all me. After I sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," the brothers hit 2 home runs in 4 pitches. Yue Donghua, the older brother of the two, hits a home run, and Yue Zhenghua will be coming up in a couple of at bats too. So it could be back. This is all craziness. Brock Dykstorm comes back in the 7th inning, gives up a back-to-back home run sequence. Zhang Zixian starting one, taking the breaking ball to center field to the deepest part of the ballpark for a solo shot, and then Yue Donghua gets a breaking ball hanging up in the zone all the way to right field, and that is it for Brock Dykstorm. He throws 6+ innings. So not just 6.0, but 6+, because he came out for the 7th. 104 pitches, 7 hits allowed, 2 home runs allowed, and that obviously would be the 2 earned runs he gave up this whole ball game. 4 strikeouts, and he leaves with the Taiwan series ERA. So in the CPBL, all of the stats are accumulated in the playoffs. So right now, the Dykstorm's ERA would be 3.00, since obviously six innings, 2 runs given up. Yes, you remind me. I I always forget to do the score. Thanks for reminding me that, and I'll do that right now. Score. Mhm. Stop screen. Where did it go? There we go. Jose DePaula now would be the designated a winning pitcher if the brothers go on to win this ball game. But you do got 2 innings to go, and this Lions offense is not one to be taken lightly. So Dykstorm is done for this ball game. I guess it's time to double check the bullpen stats for both teams. I had it loaded, but then it wasn't. It was just wasn't the right time. So Liu Xuanda is coming to the mound. He has a 2.77 ERA in 42 outings, 10 holds in 39 innings pitched with a 1.15 WHIP. Liu Xuanda this season versus the CTBC brothers, he threw 10 innings, 11 outings, so 10 innings and 11 outings. He's 0 for 2 with a 3.6 ERA. That would be the second highest among all teams as an opponent. The highest was against Fubon Guardians at 4.82 and brothers at 3.6. Gave up 5 base hits though. Only, I mean, it's just a small sample size. 5 base hits, 12 strikeouts. But the problem with him versus the brothers are his walks. He gave up 7 walks in 42 at bats and 4 earned runs allowed. So he's been the Lions bullpen has always been a more versatile one. Coach Navarro uses it doesn't really have a winner side and a losing side. Traditionally, you would have a few pitchers used when you're winning, a few pitchers when you use when you're losing. But Coach Navarro is famous, especially in Taiwan, for not having that distinction and just use whichever pitcher he feels has the best matchup. Liu Xuanda is one of those pitchers that he uses quite regularly. And he's a lot of the times used when the momentum is not on the Lions side. He's trying to, get some of that back. Swing and a miss, a 3-pitch strikeout. That's the momentum you're talking about. The Lions, you give up back-to-back home runs. You need to stop. You need the offense to stop, right, as a defense. And Liu Xuanda comes in with a 4-pitch strikeout to start his outing, and now you're feeling all right. We can probably get out of this. Let's get off the field. Let's get back to offense. But it is Yue Zhenghua, the center fielder, coming to the plate. His older brother with a home run earlier this inning. Last year in Game 2, the Yue brothers did home run in the same inning, and that they were the first to ever do so in CPBL history. So I'm pretty sure if Yue Zhenghua hits one deep today, that would make they would be they would be the first pair of brothers to homer in the same inning twice. Since they did that last year, they already broke the record then. Pitch outside, strike 1, but the K zone says it was outside the plate. 1-1 the count, 1 out, nobody on. Yue Zhenghua does not have a base hit in this one yet. That one is fouled back. Yue Zhenghua today is 0 for 2 with a strikeout in the third and a grounder to first. That also resulted in an out. So the Lions go to their bullpen first. If you just look at ERA, the Lions bullpen has the second lowest ERA at 4.36. The brothers have by far the best ERA at 3.33. But brothers bullpen has always been a strength of theirs, especially in the last couple of years. They've always had a deep roster, and some with a deep roster. The strength of a bullpen really most of the time kind of depends on how deep your roster is. And the brothers with an abundance of talent and great development in Pingdong, that's a check swing called a swing from the third base umpire. So the Yue brothers homer in the same inning it's still a possibility that can happen, but most likely is not going to happen today. So Liu Xuanda comes in and get 2 strikeouts. Again, as the guy that you bring in to shift the momentum back to your corner, that is about as good as you can do as a relief pitcher. 9 pitches, 2 strikeouts. but he is now facing the top of the order, Wang Weichen, with a strike to start this at bat. Wang Weichen's 2 for 3 with 2 singles in the first and the third inning, but flew out to left in the sixth. That one is a foul ball to third base side. In the fifth inning, he was facing a runner in scoring position opportunity, but could not convert. Now, obviously, now the director has what's the right word? The Pola seems to be warming up on the sidelines, so maybe he'll come back. 0-2, 2 outs. The pitch is grounded to third. Ma Yaojiro doesn't get it, but Lin Zujie with the scoop goes to first, gets the speedy Wang Weichen, and 12 pitches after the back-to-back home runs, the Unilines get out of this inning. We're headed to the top of the eighth. Zhang Zixian and Yue Donghua with back-to-back solo home runs score the first 2 runs of the Taiwan series, and they're up 2-0 as we head to the top of the eighth. And we'll see you on the other side of the break. Welcome back. Top of the eighth inning we go. The CTBC brothers rocking a 2-run lead. The winner of Game 1 has an 85% or so chance of winning the Taiwan series overall. The CTBC brothers never won a Taiwan series after losing Game 1. The CTBC brothers never won a Taiwan series after losing Game 1, and the Union Lions never lost a Taiwan series after winning Game 1. But right now, we're in the opposite of that scenario, with the brothers leading 2-0 after back-to-back homers in the bottom of the seventh inning. Chen Jiexin starts the inning with a grounder to second base. Yue Donghua makes the play, out number 1, and Jose De Paula is now at pitch number 111 coming up. Sean Morimondo and Wu Junwei are warming up in the bullpen. One lefty and one righty. Sean Morimondo, one of the 3 foreign pitchers on the CTBC brothers roster, along with Jose De Paula, who's on the mound right now, and Jose Valdez. Morimondo and Valdez both signed in the middle of this season and didn't really have a lot of appearances due to COVID-19 quarantine protocols and then getting ready for the season. By the time they're ready, they only had a few weeks left in the season. And by then, the brothers were still in contention for the second half championship. The Paula, though, right now, getting a really quick 0-2 lead in the count versus right fielder Lianke, who's 1 for 3 in the ball game tonight. The count 0-2 when strike 3 called 3-pitch strikeout versus Lianke, and De Paula gets very economical so far in the top of the eighth inning, grabbing two quick outs. I mean, if you're a Brothers fan, or if you're on the Brothers, what a confidence booster. I mean, you go to the top of the seventh inning, and you now face on defense with the man on first and third situation against probably the best hitter or the most successful hitter versus Jose de Paula at the plate, and you get a strikeout. 5 minutes after, you get a go-ahead home run by Zenshin, and then another a solo home run right after that. So back-to-back home runs, you're up 2-0, and then you send your ace back on the mound for the top of the eighth. He gets the first 2 outs in 5 pitches, and now he will finish the top of the eighth with an 8-pitch inning as the brothers hold a 2-0 lead going into the bottom of the eighth. Jiang Kunyu, Xu Jihong, Chen Zihao to do up. That will be your 2-3-4, and we'll see you on the other side of the break. Welcome back. Bottom of the eighth inning we go. The CTBC brothers looking to score some insurance runs as they're up 2-0. And DePaula, after I mean, if my math is right, that was an 8-pitch inning, and it's about as great of an inning a defense can have after grabbing a lead. Now the Uni Lions bring in a new pitcher. It will be number 95, Jiang Chengfeng. Jiang Chengfeng has a 3.48 ERA this season, 40 games, 40 games, 14 holds, has a whip of 1.32. But I said earlier that the Lions bullpen overall this season is well behind the CTPC brothers in ERA. But then in the second half of that one is grounded to short on for 1 pitch out by Jiang Chengfeng as Jiang Kunyu hits one to the third base side. 1 out, nobody on. We'll bring on his first baseman, Xu Jihong. I said earlier that the Lions ERA, bullpen ERA is well behind the brothers, but in the second half, the Lions actually have the best bullpen ERA in the league at 3.52. The brothers are far behind in that category at 4.1, and actually the brothers are third in the league. The Fubon Guardians had the second best bullpen ERA wise at 3.88. So the Lions bullpen is actually holding up pretty well in the second half. It's probably obviously you can look at a whole season, but second half stats are probably a little bit more representative of how the team will perform in the Taiwan series since the second half is closer. But regardless, both teams are coming up and finished the regular season not in a great form. The brothers' offense was, not great coming into the late in the season, and the Lions losing 3 straight to finish the regular season as well. Jiang Chengfeng gets strike 1 after falling behind 2-0. You have CC Lee warming up in the bullpen. Now, I would say having CC Lee, you probably don't need to put the Pollard out there, especially after you navigated through Chen Jiexian and Li Yanke in the previous inning. So which means remember, like I said earlier, obviously the Lions have a really good pinch hitting, really good depth on the roster offensive wise. They can bring out all sorts of hitters to pinch hit. But on the Lions, in the Lions lineup, you have three lefties. Two of them went back to back, right? Lianke and Chen Jiexian went back to back. Chen Jiexian hit third. Lianke hits fourth. Su Zhijie hits seventh, right? So you don't need to play that lefty-righty matchup anymore. I believe they are. Yeah, it will be 6, 7, 8. So it will be a righty, lefty, righty, barring any pinch hitting. So for the Lions, this is a versatile, quite a versatile. If you see CC Lee, then you can start pinch hitting all your lefties. If you see the pull-up, then you don't have to do that. So it just really depends on what's going to happen. Great hold by Chen Zihao with men on first, 1 out. Chen Zihao does not have a base hit so far in this game. Chen Zihao is 0 for 3 with the grounder to short, a line drive to short, and then a fly out to left field. His last at bat happened in the 6th inning. Want to know the count? That one is a grounder to first, stopped by Guo Fuling, throw to second, and Xu Jihong gets caught in a pickle. The Lions get Xu Jihong between the base path, and we will head to the top of the 9th inning. Let's see what sort of a chess match we're facing here, as the brothers could put in CC Lee to finish this one, or they might be posted to pull it back out for the final, top of the 9th inning. See you on the other side of the break. Top of the 9th inning we go. Oh, sorry. Is it like sound? Really? Because I didn't move anything. I'll keep an eye on it. But CC Lee is back on the mound, and in front of 20,000 sellout crowd here in Taichung Intercontinental Baseball Stadium, CC Lee will make his first mound appearance in the Taiwan series this year. Last year, he did not make an appearance until Game 2 when the brothers were up like 12-1. CC Lee will be facing his first safe appearance in the Taiwan series, I believe, since, did he come in Game 4 last year? Because I don't think Game 4 was a safe opportunity either. So, like I said, you can now bring in a bunch of lefties as a pinch hitter, and the Uni Lions bring in Zhang Weisheng to start the top of the 9th. Zhang Weisheng would replace first baseman Guo Fuling, but at this Zhang Weisheng obviously not an outfielder, but at this point, that probably less of a concern. First pitch strike, CC Lee on an 0-1 count, fastball inside, hit to the third base side. 0-2. Brothers fans. Sellout crowd, number 20,000 strong in Taichung. 0-2 comes in three pitch strikeout for CC Lee, and the brothers are 2 outs away from clinching game 1 of the Taiwan series. I mean, instant noodle Lee, man. You know, I have no words for him. He's just a great pitcher, man. Like, now Su Zhijie is at the plate. He did not register a hit, but this will be his first time facing a righty in this game. Su Zhijie versus righties this year hits 3.26. So not a hitter you want to. I mean, that's I don't know how to say this. My mind is kind of going crazy now, but that's one of the things. Like, because you designed this lineup versus Jose De Paula, now you have Su Zhijie hitting 7th, which means at this point, like, normally when you face a 7th hitter, you don't worry about. You don't like, it's probably not the best hitter in the league that you're facing, um, but yeah, with Su Zhijie, he's been so good against righties. Now CC has to pitch around the zone, which is what he did, and now he gives up a 4-pitch walk. When was the last time you saw somebody give up a 4-pitch walk to a seventh to the hitter batting 7th? And the reason for that is because I just thought I'm trying to come up with a way to say this in a more eloquent way, but that was, I mean, obviously that wasn't by design, but what an ambush to put Su Zhijie at 7th. And so Li Zhengchang now has the game time run at the plate. Lin Zihao, representing the second run for the would be the game time run. First pitch, slider down in the zone for ball 1. It's very obvious that the Lions have a game plan versus CC Lee right now. That was not an intentional walk, but you obviously want to pitch around Su Zhijie. Again, one of the best hitters in the league, just not a great hitter versus lefties. That's why he's moved all the way down to 7th in the lineup. See, so Wu Junwei and Morimondo is back. Morimondo, you might see him facing. So this is the 8th hitter. You have Liang Ke and Chen Jiexian at 3 and 4. That is what, like 3 hitters away. I don't know. You have Morimondo up there just to prevent the game going out of hand. I also want to stress this: in the CPBL, there are no 3-batter rule, so you could have you could have a pitcher injured for 1 at bat. It's not like the MLB where you have to put him in to face 3 batters before he does something wrong. 1-2 the count. The brothers fans are getting excited. The pitch, swing and a miss. Out number 2. 4-pitch strikeout for CC Lee. He gets the inexperienced Lin Zihao. And now you have catcher Lin Daian coming to the plate. The Lions did carry 3 catchers, so they could bring in a pinch hitter if they could, but it's just not. It's not. It's not that common that you see them pinch hitting a catcher for matchup or just for matchup purposes. Lin Daian being their best defensive catcher, and yes, Lin Daian still is going to hit. He's probably the only one too that has really good at bat throughout the ball game. But granted, all 3 of them were against Jose De Paula. Remember the first one, he drew 11 pitch walk, and then a fly out to right, and in the 7th inning, he had a six pitch at bat that had a really strong line drive to left field. That went to grounded to short, and the CTBC brothers take game one of the Taiwan series. Jose De Paula went 8 innings strong, and they bring in CC Lee to close out the game in the ninth. In the bottom of the seventh, with a back-to-back home run by left fielder Zhang Zixian and second baseman Yue Donghua, the CTBC brothers scored the only two runs in this game, and they successfully clinched Game One of the series. Once again, the winner of Game One historically has won 85% of the Taiwan series. The brothers never won the Taiwan series after losing Game One, and the Lions never lost a Taiwan series after winning Game One. So this obviously is a great news for the CTBC brothers, and they won with their ace being on the mound, Jose De Paula, with just an outstanding 8 inning outing, 116 pitches, 6 hits allowed, 5 strikeouts, no earned runs, and just crazy stuff from Jose De Paula. The offense for both teams stalled for much of the ball game, but Brock Dykstorm comes out in the bottom of the seventh inning with 100 pitches on his arm. He gives up a home run in the first pitch of the inning, and then a couple of pitches later, Yue Donghua sends one to right field. That was a no-doubter, and the brothers win this one with a score 2-0. There is a press conference coming up, but probably in about 10 to 15 minutes. The head coaches will have a press conference, and one of the, I think the MVP of the ball game, but pretty sure it'll be Jose De Paula, will also appear in the press conference. So let me know if you want to hear the translation of that. I've never done a live translation before, so you have to bear with me. But tomorrow we will be back at the same time at 4 a.m. Eastern time. No, it's 5:05 local time, so 4 a.m. local, 4 a.m. Eastern. That will be 1 a.m. Pacific time between the Uni Lions and the CTBC brothers. 7 p.m. local, and the starters for Game 2 will also be announced during the press conference later tonight. Tomorrow would be if you are a fan of offense, tomorrow might be a more exciting one with uh, with since that you don't have De Paula and Brock Dykstorm on the mound. Esmel Rogers getting ready. Getting ready. Jose De Paula knows it's coming. Esmel Rogers. Jose De Paula's like, please, no, please, please. There we go. Esmel Rogers not in the Taiwan series roster, but is allowed to join the team. He's traveling with the team. One of the 2 or 3 players that's allowed to do so. When they announce the roster, they normally would also include players that's allowed to come with the team. The starters, okay. So for the Lions, I would guess it's Tim Millville. For the brothers, personally, I would put Liu Yanqing up there, the young pitcher drafted in the middle of the season, former Hanshin Tiger pitcher. I would use him because he's a lefty, and the Lions struggle against lefties just in general. And the fact that Liu Yanqing is so young that he'll probably feel a lot more comfortable pitching at home. So that would be my pick for the brothers. But you just never know. I think the brothers, they don't have a clear number two pitcher. Because after DePaula, um, I think the Lions will probably rely on Tim Millville. I think especially after this loss, I think they'll really rely on Tim Millville. Try to at least they don't want to go back to Kaohsiung with the 0-2 deficit. I'm trying to see. I'm trying to let's see if I can live translate this MVP interview. So so they're asking DePaula about the um, sixth inning jam between with men on first and third with nobody out. Oh, two outs. And obviously, if you know Spanish, you don't need my translation. Is saying so DePaula is saying that it's a tough game, but he thanks God to help him navigate through this game. And in this seventh inning, when he was in the jam, the pitching coach came up and tried to calm him down. And DePaula is saying, I will do this, and I will shoulder this team, put this thing on my back, and bring this team to the promised land. So they're asking DePaula about how he's adjusting during the 1 week break between the end of the regular season and the start of the Taiwan series. The 1 week break, the team practiced all week. Um, he, his belief is players shouldn't rest during that week and they should keep up their intensity. And he wants to help the team win a championship before he goes back to Dominica and before he goes back for the break. He wants to make sure that he can help the team win a championship. Now they're asking DePaula about the translators and what he's done to help DePaula in Taiwan. He's saying that the translator is a hardworking translator, and so the irony of behind this question, the entire question is, they're making the translator to translate things that complements himself, but then like, well, I mean, for most of the audience who don't know Spanish, you'll never know if the translator just like responding. You just never know if the translator is making things up, but essentially, the Pola has really nice things to say about the translator. and the host is saying the last time the stadium was this full, it was 2019, and he hasn't seen a full stadium in a long time. Which, again, like I said earlier, COVID really ruined everything. The Paula really wants to thank the fans, and even with all the protocols and all the restrictions, the fans all still made it to the ballpark to support the team, and so he's really appreciate the fans and want everybody to work together for the championship. Wants it, Paula to say a word in Chinese. Yeah, he says thank you, 谢谢. Jose De Paula, what a man, what a legend. Okay. I'm gonna come clean. I think it's at the end of the game, so half the people left, but I'm rooting for the brothers in the series. I think the Lions are gonna win, but I'm rooting for the brothers. And man, what a man, Jose De Paula, just shouldering the entire team on his back and taking over the entire game. And foreign fans, I mean, foreign players in general this year especially, I don't know, like I don't know how they do this. A 2 month break in the middle, you're by yourself. Uh, you know, you probably were planning on going back to your home country in October. Now we're at the end of November. It's past Thanksgiving. You still have a week of high intensity baseball ahead of you. How? I mean, I don't know how they do it, man. The foreign players in general, just I always admire them for being able to play like outside of their home country, and now they have to deal with also all this COVID stuff. Just massive respect to not just DePaula, but um, all of the foreign players that play in the CPBL, and now some of these, the foreign players for these two teams, Bonilla, Tim Melville, Brock Dykeshorn, Felix Dubron. On the brothers side, you have Sean Morimondo, Jose Valdez, Jose DePaula, and Esmael Rogers. Just massive respect to all of these players. And obviously now it's the fireworks show at the brothers' home stadium after a victory in the Taiwan series. Yeah, let's go, Esmael Rogers. 2 tanks worth of ice water. Fireworks about to start. Let's celebrate this game one. Let's celebrate the Taiwan series with some fireworks in Taichung. that is it for tonight. Thank you guys for joining me. We will see you back again tomorrow at the same time for game 2 of the Taiwan series. And make sure to follow Patrick M Sports for the watch along info for games 3 and 5 as the Lions will host those games. We'll see you soon. I'll see you tomorrow. See you at 4 a.m. ET. And have a great day. Have a great Saturday tomorrow.